Hi everyone, and we're going to kind of do things as we go along because I'm going to be trying something that's a bit new to me as well. I've got some fabric that I had from Anna Griffin. I had a whole bundle of different fabrics. This is one that has not been stiffened yet. And then in order to cut out on the Cricut, we need to stiffen the fabric I've used a product called Stiffy. So you can hear from that it becomes quite stiff. It's quite different to this. So I've chosen 3 pieces of fabric. One I've kept soft because I'm going to use that as a background, and then these 2 pieces I'm going to use to cut out on the Cricut. I've also got a square card here, which is 5 inches by 5 inches, I think. And also some stamps from paper tray ink, so I'm probably going to use those as well. So we'll just see what goes and how it works. So the first thing that I have already done, it was a pre-scored card, but it wasn't hugely straight, so I've just straightened it off a little bit and given it a bit more of a score there with my bone folder. Then we're going to have a look, and I think what I want to do is just put that down just as it is, like that. So I'm going to get my ATG gun. Now I think with the fabric, the best thing that you can do is to actually ATG directly onto the card itself. I think if you can do it on the fabric, it's just a little bit more difficult to do. So we're just going to do that. Now I've deliberately not gone near the edges because the fabric is not quite the same size, and also I think with the fabric, part of the nice sort of effect of that is that it kind of is loose around the edges, and I think you'll see on another card that I'm doing later that I do the same sort of thing. So I'm tending to stick to this, so let's try and get this nice and straight. Okay. There we go. I'm going to stick that down. Just make sure there's no bubbly bits. Now, never tried. I'm going to see if I can stamp onto this. I'm not going to do that yet. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to have a pause on the camera, and I'm going to set up, and I'm going to go over to my Cricut and start cutting out, and then we'll go from there. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so we're over at the Cricut now, and just to show you what we're going to be cutting out, hopefully you can see, is, if I make it a bit bigger, is this little chicken. So I'm going to do one part of the chicken in the black plaid, and the other the layer of the chicken in the red plaid. Now this chicken comes from Animal Kingdom, and it is done at 4.5. Okay, so it's a pretty standard height, so even if you haven't got your gypsy, you'll be able to do that. Now, don't forget, for those of you who are new at the gypsy, that this marries up with your mat. So where the little arrow is, you need to make sure that the arrow matches on your mat to that of the mat on the Cricut, and that you put the fabric or the paper, whatever, in the positions that marry up, so that you get the right cut with the right colour. Okay, so now we're going to load in the paper. Now this could be a complete disaster because I've not tried cutting fabric before. So in it goes. So I'm going to do it at maximum blade depth, and I'm going to do it at the maximum pressure. The gypsy deals with the speed, so there's no issue there. Pressing cut on my gypsy, and then it's just asking me to check the pressure, etc. So I've done that and I'm happy, and here we go. So let's just see if it actually does do cut. It may be that I needed to change it to the deep cut blade. Oh, that's not doing so good. So let's press pause. Okay, well, what I've done is I just unloaded the mat and sorted it out because it obviously wasn't cutting. What I'm going to try is doing it at pressure 3 and blade depth 4, but multi-cut 2, and see if that works, because it seemed to be that this is a brand new mat, so it's not that it's not sticky, so hopefully this will do the trick. And hopefully I don't run out of time. So what I'm going to do is, while that's cutting, I'm going to pause this video and then I'll come back to you in a minute when it's cut all out, because I don't want to run out of time on this video. I told you there'd be mistakes. Alright, but it's all good to see, isn't it, how we all get on together. And I'll come back to you in a minute. Guys, I'm back, and as you can see, the pieces have cut out. I have to be honest, it did the same on the red again. It definitely worked better though by doing it at a lesser blade depth and a lesser pressure, and doing the multi-cut. I think the reason it lifted again on the red, even though it's a brand new mat, was that it just needs to be really, really stuck down, and it just needs quite a lot of stick. So I ended up sort of holding it a little bit to make sure it stayed in place, and then it was fine. But obviously that's something you need to watch, because you don't want to end up with having your fingers cricketed off. Okay, so now we need to just put this little baby together and we'll go from there. So what we've got is some of this Scotch quick dry glue, and let's just put some on the back here. There we go. There we go. And then that goes on here. I think you need to pick them up sometimes just to... I know I've seen Christina from Creations with Christina say the same, that when you pick it up you can just sort of get it in position a lot easier. I don't know what that piece is supposed to be. Okay, well I think we'll leave that bit for a minute. Let's do his little, oh, I think it might be a wing. Put this on, and that goes up on there. I don't know. I really don't know what that piece is meant to be for, frankly, but there we go. Right, I'm going to pause and I'm going to have a little look in the manual, and I'll come back to you, because I have to say I have no idea if it's... Well, I suppose it's that way around, but then you can't see his face. So yes, that's what it's for. I'm not going to pause because I don't need that piece, because I don't want to lose his face. Okay, so then we're going to probably glue him down here. I think we need to get something on his face. Right, hold on 1 second, I'm going to get about that. I'll tell you what I have done just while we were fiddling around, was I cut a tiny piece off this piece that I didn't want, and I'm going to use that for his beak, because I haven't got anything for a beak there, so I thought that would make just a cute little beak for the chicken. There we go. And then we've got the little eyes. So I'm just going to put a dab of this glue. This tacky adhesive is really, really good. Put a piece there. I just want to turn over. There we go. I'm hoping you can see all of this alright. And then I'm just going to use the point of this, because I don't know about you guys, but I tend to get sticky fingers from the glue otherwise. Okay, so we'll just leave him for a second. We're beginning to run out of time. So what I'm going to do then is just pop that there and put a stamp there. So what I'll do is I'll come back in a second and show you the finished card. The finished card, just added a bit of ribbon and a bit of glitter glue there for his wing, and Cool Chick, which comes from the My Pink Stamper Stamps. Thanks a lot, and see you again soon, I hope. Bye!